你要自己去哪？你早上有课吗？
有，但我可以敲掉。
Good morning, Alvin. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
右边还是左边？哪边是右边？
其实都没差
好，
我们今天有 topic 吗
？Exchange program.
大声。这是换过，还是没有？可不可以录的时候大声？
是超大声。
是。
耳朵快坏掉。
耳朵会坏掉。
直接在里面讲话，谢谢。Stanley is
Okay.
Where's Luke?
I believe Luke is still on his way here, or probably he's scurvy away. He usually schedule his gym time after this or around this time. But since we saw him sometime on our way here, I'm pretty sure that he's sure that this thing is still on. And the reason why we're having Stanley and Catherine back is because that last time they are here talking about the exchange programs without being taped. And that's how we lost our episode number 3. So they're here again talking about the same thing, and hopefully other people can benefit from their experience, whether traveling to the destination of the exchange programs or preparing the whole thing before going there. So Stanley, back to you. Your Instagram post went viral, first because you were there within a year's time, and then you travel around 21 countries until Cindy came back, traveling through 43 countries, and your reputation gets shot. So tell us a little bit about that.
About the
first, about your traveling experience. Second, about your reputation getting shot.
Oh, my reputation. I think it's fine because 23 countries for me is a lot, and I think maybe Cindy, I don't know her, but maybe Cindy have different experience than me, and wow.
But I do believe that spending 1 year traveling through 23 countries is still a lot of work. And maybe the way you visiting countries are different from each other's approach. I do believe that if you spent 1 year traveling among 23 countries, then you may be paying more attention to the local details and then the local menu. So what was the first thing you pay attention to when you arrived in a country in the first place?
First is the accommodation, because
the recommendation. You mean restaurant recommendation?
No, accommodation.
Accommodation.
Yes, because once I arrive in the airport, I wanna get to the accommodation as fast as possible because I'm doing a backpacking. So it's very important to choose the convenience place around the central city for visit the city. So
that's what you mean by accommodation, a place to stay over.
Yes.
I thought first I thought you were talking about the size of the city. Like the accommodation of the city is that much in population.
Yes.
So where do you find the cheapest place to stay?
I usually
it's still decent.
I usually search on the hostel.com or booking.com and set the filter as the lowest price and with the hostel. Yeah.
But people keep saying that there are naughty things going on in hostels. What do you think?
That's true. The first time I stayed in a hostel is in Italy, in Napoli. And the second night, that was a share room with...
Give us every detail.
8 people. So it was like the square. So at the second night, that was the pub crawl last night. So a lot of people went out to like have fun. And at the midnight, like around 4 a.m., I heard one of my roommate came in and with a girl, because our room is a mix, so it's boys and girl. And then he brought a girl inside the room, and I was awake.
How many people were there sharing the same room?
8 people.
8 people. That's a lot.
People. Yes.
And one of the 8 people had a visitor.
Yes. And the guy brought the girl inside, and I was like, oh, maybe they just want to talk or something.
And chill.
Yes, and chill.
But then they chill too loud.
Yes. And then 10 minutes later, I just realized that they are doing that things. And
How did the other 7 react?
the other 4 people, they are...
Start congratulating them.
They already have the experience to stay in the hostel, so they all prepare the earbud.
And that's the way to deal with that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And for me, it was my first time, so I didn't...
Come prepared.
Yes, I didn't expect like something like this. So I was just like, oh my God, what should I do now? And then my another roommate, he is Japanese, and he got irritated because they are doing this. So our room, we have the independent toilet. So he trying to go to the toilet to let them know that I'm awake, so stop doing this. But they didn't give a fuck. So
they did to each other, but but not to the noises they made. Okay.
yes,
And done to other people.
yes. So they took 1 hour to finish it.
Wow.
Yes, that was my first experience.
Look, okay, to fill it in. Okay, I'm asking.
What did they take
Stanley
1 hour to do?
That, okay, people keep saying that there are funny things going on in hostels, and then he says it's true. Okay, by citing an example he experienced himself.
Are you talking about getting physical?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't stayed in too many hostels, unfortunately, or fortunately.
Fortunately.
Yeah, those are free-spirited kind of people, right?
But was that only in Italy, or it's the same thing everywhere, from city to city?
I think it's the same thing everywhere, but the hostel that I stay is only for 18 till 25 years old teenager. So
Glorified teenagers.
yes.
Yeah.
Young adults, in other words.
Yeah. What about your experience elsewhere? After all, you've traveling among 23 countries.
Yes.
So that was your Italian experience.
Yes. Except the Napoli one. I think the other hostel is more, the age range is more wide. So you probably will meet like older people or like weird people. So not that much experience like the one in Italy.
Okay.
I must say, when I was taking a plane back from United States to Taiwan, I met this older couple, and I think they were maybe upper 60s, maybe even 70s, and they were going to stay in a hostel. And they were able to travel so much the world because they didn't care about the definition of where they stayed, right? It didn't define them. And so they were going to a hostel. I thought that was pretty cool, you know. So you don't have to.
It's because they don't care. They experienced this before, or they didn't know.
They knew. I mean, they used to just travel a lot. I don't think they had a ton of money, but when you think about it, really, when it comes to traveling, a lot of times what limits you is your accommodation. And if you're willing to that's basically you need to find a place to sleep, right?
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty beautiful because I think they had both committed to, hey, we want to enjoy our golden years, but we're not going to worry about needing to stay in the best place possible, and we're just going to...
or probably they're thinking, this is nothing to us. When we were young, we hustle even harder.
Yeah, I don't know. But, I was thinking about when Stanley mentioned that I had a professor when I was at my American university, and she argued that Americans are actually quite conservative when it comes to sexual things. And maybe Europeans are kind of more liberal, more
Yeah,
open-minded
agree.
about these.
Agree.
Yeah, right. And maybe like in the United States, we still have this kind of idea of, especially with men, a little bit more possessive. And there's actually a very interesting article. I think I say it actually a lot. I got to get rid of this little quirk. But there was an article in CNN, and there was this woman, a model, mid-20s maybe, and she and her long-term boyfriend had broken up, and she went to Italy. And she lived out her dream of Emily in Paris in Italy. and it was like guy number 1, guy number 2, guy number 3. And all these guys kind of knew each other, but they weren't, this is mine. And maybe in the United States, we have a little bit of that.
Yep.
Where in Europe, it's kind of, hey, find whoever makes you happy. So maybe if you want to be a woman, that's where you want to go to, is Europe.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah, okay, I need to reconsider.
I don't know. I'm also not a woman, but I'm just, that's what I saw. Because I think men can really be, when it comes down to it, the world can still be a quite dangerous place for women, right? And so you want women to be as free as possible. And I think when men are more relaxed about this kind of stuff, rather than getting into conflict and, being violent, you know what I'm saying, right? Am I going to get canceled for that?
So, Catherine, what kind of place do you dream your version of Europe to be?
Of course, it's friends. That's why I choose for exchange program.
No. I mean,
Emily in
what kind
Paris.
of dream?
Oh, dream.
Yeah. What version of Emily in Paris is going on your mind?
Catherine in Paris.
Yes.
What do you expect to run into in Paris?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't have any mind of that.
You don't have anything set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like bumping into a celebrity, maybe. Fashion weeks.
Fashion week now.
Okay.
I just like to
You keep
enjoy-
your mind open without anything being set.
Yeah.
Without the number of boys that you'll be running into set.
No.
That's good. That's good. It's good going out traveling without any set purposes.
I also must say, when I was in Italy, when I was 18 for 3 weeks, I mean, the men there, they have, in the United States, they said game, but they dress well, in my experience. They're fit, they look great, and very romantic, yeah. I was pretty impressed by European men, to tell you the truth. When the first day I got to Italy, I saw a man dancing circles around a woman, and he had these nice white pants on, these suede shoes and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, he went hard, and so,
White dancing,
I mean, it was
well dressed, Sicily,
just moving around the woman, it was very, very poetic, and
mating dance.
yes, something like that,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I can never imagine myself put on anything like that. It's just not for me.
Well,
It's not for me.
you do have
What would be your killer shot?
me.
Yes.
I have absolutely no game. As my my little sister said that. She goes, Luke, you have no game. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Because to tell you the truth, I think that, what's the best way to say it? I am the kind of guy that a woman who has a bad boyfriend would like to talk to. Yeah.
I know.
It's not a good
The
spot.
best friend in the friend zone.
I've been hella friend zone a lot. Yeah, I'm really good at being in the friend zone. Yeah, but
Okay.
that's okay that I'm in the friend zone now because I have a really cute kid. He's 2 years old. So yeah.
Stanley, what's your game?
For me, I have a lot of friends, but they're all female.
What do you mean friends? Like air quote friends or friends?
France.
Friends.
Okay.
Like normal friends. I think I have more things to talk with girls, but most of them like treat me as a sister. So
Oh, okay. The best friend in the friend zone.
yeah, so I haven't been in a relationship for
Once
3 years.
once you're in the friend zone, you are cooked. As cooked as a hard-boiled eggs, you are not running anywhere. Catherine, what's your game?
I don't have games.
Of course, all girls have their own specific games.
No.
Stop playing innocent. Catherine,
No.
what's your game?
I don't have games to play. For real. I'm a super romantic person. And
By having no game.
yeah.
Hopeless romantic.
Before 2 years ago maybe, but not right now.
Christina, what's your game?
Okay, so I've been having some man problem recently
yes.
in my class. So I talk to them, but I don't like them. So maybe I just kind of friend zone them a lot.
Okay.
But I won't reject them properly because they didn't confess to me properly. So I cannot reject them.
Luke, when you first told Sophie that you have special feeling for her,
Yeah.
how did you make yourself known?
Ooh. Well, it's funny because
It doesn't have to be game. It can be an act of sincerity.
the whole I have talked about this in my courses. There's a different way to pursue in Taiwan, and what in Taiwan they call 告白, yeah. And you have to do it. I think if you are gonna make a relationship,
Of course not. I think that's unreasonable.
I had to totally 告白. I'm like, what the? So in the United States, we don't have a 告白 thing. We have a rule that.
I've never done any.
Okay, well,
I think it's brutal.
yeah.
How can you work on a 告白 without knowing the other person's feeling for you? It's like you're forcing something onto another person. So the idea of 告白, it's probably a matter of a misunderstanding, not really cultural differences.
Okay.
See, for example, if I like you this much and then you like me this much, once you have a 告白 going on, I have to match your freak. I'm sorry, I have to match your level. Right? Am I forcing something? And probably, this year I love you this much, but next year your eyes got caught up by some 学弟. But however,
the 学弟,
I love you this much already, and you only love me this little.
The 水弟 are like fine wine.
And the moment I work on a 告白, you have to give up on the 学弟. And then you have to make a decision. I am forcing a decision on you.
Oh, that's another problem in itself. Yeah, every single woman out there has multiple men talking to her at the same time. Yeah,
Right, you have to make a choice.
And as a man, you cannot think about that.
No,
You can't.
you can't.
Not a good idea.
Because the time isn't ripe. And maybe, number one shows up as the most promising, and number two shows up the second best promising. But in the long run, you become the best one. You become not only Mr. Right, you become Mr. Best. So never force any decision, or any multiple choice question onto a lady.
Then how did you confess your feelings to your wife?
I want to answer your question by quoting William Blake.
Is it better to speak or to do?
Never seek to tell thy love. Love is something that told cannot be. As the gentle wind blows, silently and invisibly. If you have your love told, I told my love, I told my love, I told my love, she starts quiver. And along with a sigh, she runs away. But there came a stranger. And the stranger invisibly, silently, as the wind goes by, as the breeze breezes, takes her without even giving a sign. So you wait for the moment to ripe. You don't force any question on them. You never approach them to say, I have a strong feeling for you. How you think? What do you think? Yes or no? I don't think so. Theoretically, I don't think so. And so in theory, it's like that. In practice, if you hang out with someone for a long time, and then sooner, one of these days, you'll be an opportunity for you two to cross a street together. That moment, you take her hand without screaming, no police officer coming along the way, you're safe.
Okay.
So the important thing in life when you're pursuing somebody is crosswalks.
I think.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, but back to you, Luke. How did you make your feeling known when you first talked to Sophie?
Ooh.
What was the thing you said to help you settle down?
Yeah. Well, she came over to my apartment back then, which we both affectionately call now the prison cell. And if I never met Sophie, I might still be in the prison cell today. But she liked it back then. But eventually, she said we have to get out of here because she wanted to move in and stuff like that. I remember it was in August, and it was like I had never really had dated anybody in Taiwan before, so.
You're romantic. You even
Really?
remember the month.
Well, yeah, August 17th, I think, or 19th.
Oh, even the day.
Yeah, it's actually August 19th, just kidding. Or 17th. That's a joke I have, yeah. Because we have lots of different dates to remember, yeah. So we got engaged on December 25th, yes. Okay. Yeah, and then the wedding date was on the 27th of October. And then when we got Dengji in Taiwan, that was what, December 2nd? Yeah, so there's all these
You
different dates.
remember every detail.
Yeah, but we're pretty sure that we're at the point in our relationship now where our dating anniversary will pass.
You're a dreamy hubby.
No, we both forget. I am not a very good romantic husband. I'm not very good at this stuff. I actually really should step up my game, but I have a kid now, so I'm tired. Okay, I'll tell you how bad I am now. Okay, so for Mother's Day, I was gonna get flowers in the car and come back, but like in Taipei, it's so hard to park and things like that. So I had looked up a place to go get flowers on Saturday, so we could have them by Sunday. But it was the first Mother's Day in Taoyuan, so I just pretty much went by. I went to an overpriced flower shop.
I thought you have a lot of florists to go to if you live in Taoyuan.
Taoyuan was not the best location there, yeah. I had originally planned on putting the flowers in the car, but it's just so hard getting back from the university to go pick up the wife and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's not like extraordinary. I'm not making like this elaborate candle setup as she comes in and there's 150 candles. And
That would be too corny.
Yeah, that's not my game. But my kind of game is you can wake up whenever you want on Saturday morning. I wake up with a child first, and you get your 自然醒. You get to wake up naturally.
But you'll be taking care of everything.
That's what I try to do. That's what I really excel at. But maybe that's just lazy because I could do a better job of doing certain romantic things every once in a while. But when you get to my age, we've been together for over 10 years, the romantic aspects are they've declined a little bit, I mean, people go to the bathroom.
First, it's not a nice thing to say.
It's true. Let's be honest.
Whatever confession you make, you don't make that one.
Okay, so all right, let's just be honest here. Yeah? And Sophie was
Second, you're not speaking for me.
I'm speaking for you. Okay, we're at the point in our relationship where Sophie will be in the bathroom, right? And my son runs and pushes the door open. So I see Sophie going to the bathroom, the kid's hanging out, and it's just that point in your relationship where you're not trying to hide. Everything's out in the open, partying in the bathroom all the time, right? So yeah, we're there. But that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of advantages because the whole dating thing is pretty rough. Yeah,
it's almost impossible when you have a toddler. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of beauty, I think, in settling down.
But let's stop bursting the bubbles for the young ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a rite of passage. This is an exciting time in your life. It is tough. It's also harder for young people nowadays than in my generation, I think. I think the dating thing, there's so much more. There's a lot of political correctness stuff you have to be careful for about. Like your generation is dating less. It's like the connectedness is actually making us worse.
Yeah. Stanley, what would be your dream scene where you find someone special and then you want to have your feelings told? What do you want it to? What do you want it to be?
I want it to be in a relationship or
yes, in a relationship. Get out of the friend zone.
For me, I wanna after the school and then after I graduate, I wanna be in a relationship. But now I think
No, I'm not talking about being in a relationship. I'm talking about what kind. Okay, what would be a perfect 告白 for you?
I don't do 告白.
Very good. Respect, but why not?
Catherine looks very upset by this.
Because once you say
We're turning into a random talk into a debate.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
once you do 告白, that is
You bump up
understood,
something.
or you you lose
okay, that's
everything.
point blank. You have to see the result of your gambling.
Yes.
Can I make a point here? If you watch movies, and so we do the whole engagement ring thing
Yeah.
in the United States. In Taiwan, and it's kind of weird because you get engaged and married on the same day, so there's really no point. But
Really?
No,
A lot
it's
of people
only in some places.
All
That's
the time.
weird.
A lot
That's
of people-
weird.
Yeah,
Even for me.
well, just because Taiwan's culture is, I'm not saying it's inferior to the Western.
How can you stay engaged in less than 24 hours and getting married?
I've seen it in Taiwan. It's like it's a shotgun wedding, or it's a.
Hazel.
But anyways, now if you watch these movies and there's these men who get down on one knee and have an engagement ring.
Wait,
That
okay,
is a
Hazel,
mistake.
we're talking about whether you agree on 告白 or not. What's your opinion? Okay,
Come on in,
if you
Hazel.
agree, one. If you don't, two.
If you have time, Hazel, we have one seat and no.
Oh, sure.
Yes, 欢迎 yeah. 好像他真的要他是英语系的吗？
Yes, double major.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. I think she's actually.
So we
coming in.
we start hijacking conversation and kidnapping people.
Anyways, all I know is never ever get an engagement ring until she has made it so clear multiple times that she wants you to propose. Yeah. If you.
Oh, true.
If she hasn't, you're making a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun. You don't really need to stay here, but if you want to stay, yeah.
No, Hazel. Okay, at least answer this question before you go. Okay, do you agree or do you disagree with the idea of having your feelings shown, like 告白? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, always a good choice to put on the headphones.
Some of us don't. Some of us do. Some of us, including me, thinking like 告白 is a terrible idea. But what's your take?
Okay, I think first of all, men are really not good
Hey,
at
watch it. People are listening. Okay, they have speakers having everything out.
deserve our love, because once we are explore our feeling, that means we will screw up on some way. Like that will lead men to take their way. Like I think that is kind of all of my point.
So you're talking about working on 告白, but from a girl to a man, from a lady to a man.
If you love someone, I think you need to play some tricks.
And by tricks you mean 告白. 告白 is a kind of tricks. Because you're giving the other person some kind of pressure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but you think it's a must do.
I don't think so. You just step by step, and if he asks you to go out, you say no. And 3 times.
Oh, playing hard to get.
Yeah.
You are an evil person. Okay, please continue.
That's all. I never 告白 before.
You have your game. You have your game.
Yeah.
Now, how long do the games keep up for? Like in a 5-year relationship, do you keep on playing the games, or is it like eventually you get past the monster.
Or different times for different games.
Depends. It depends on what kind of people I am facing. If I think this will not go well, I will not go into the relationship with these people.
Now, what if the person's really good looking?
Good.
Like, if you're really good looking, you get tested twice, and like if you're like good looking and you can dance or something, you get tested once, or is it always three tests?
I think will be 3 times.
You have your principles.
I don't know what that is terrorist in me or what. I think I'm more practical.
Good test, come in threes.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's if you want to go, or you're also welcome to stay. No pressure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. It was fun.
Okay, Hazel, thank you. Okay, pop in anytime.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Hazel. Okay. Have a good class.
So back to Stanley. Stanley, okay, why do you think it's a good idea, or why do you think it's a bad idea?
Because once you like someone, I think for me, you like to get along with these people. So if you want to do further, I think it depends on what you want. Like if you want a long-term relationship, you have to be patient.
No, okay, let's make this question very, very simple. Do you agree on 告白 or not? Is it a must do or it's a must avoid?
Oh, must. If I have to choose one, I say must avoid.
Okay, good. And Catherine, you're thinking it's a must do. Why?
A no here, and you have one on the no side.
It's must do because that's the definition of you guys get together or not. If you didn't do the 告白, then you will get in the situationship.
Oh yes.
It's the popular.
What do you mean by situationship? If you're in love, you're in love. If you're in love, okay, 告白 will be unnecessary.
No. You can go out with a lot of people, and you also can exclusive with someone, but.
You can do 告白 and then afterwards you both agreed on an open relationship.
No. I'm not talking about open. I'm not talking about open relationship. It's about
people passing by. Okay, by the way, we're fighting over this issue whether people in love should do 告白 or not. Okay, back to Catherine.
Should do 告白 because that means you guys announce you get together. If he or she say yes, of course. And if you guys didn't say, okay, now we're boyfriend or girlfriend, then you guys will get into the situationship. That means the guy can escape and the girl can escape. That's not the relationship goals.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're still not answering the question. The reason why it's a must do is because you put another block on not agreeing because you think that 告白 is something like a assurance, which I don't think.
A label.
Luke, what do you think?
I'm with Catherine. Yeah.
Really?
It's a part of the culture. Yeah.
You conservative Christian.
Yeah, I do have a cross.
So you do believe that making your feelings known and then you have mutual agreement on the relationship is the way to go. No, is the main purpose of 告白
to communicate that you're both committed to this thing? Is that what you're saying? So it's necessary to 告白because
of this.
Because it means that we are official, we are exclusive.
Kevin, by the way, we're fighting over the issue, whether you agree on 告白 or not. Like when two people are already in relationship, should you make your feelings known by working on some big gestures, the Japanese thing, like making your feelings known, the 告白 thing. Have you ever heard of that? Okay, but do you agree or not? Agree? Give me one. Don't. Give me the bird. Okay, small gestures. Thank you. Okay.
So is he on the 告白 side?
Small gestures is good. Okay. Kevin's Brits. Okay. Very gentleman.
There.
Yeah. So, we have 2 votes on 告白 and we have 2 votes on not 告白. Okay, Christina, you are Pennsylvania.
So much pressure. Yeah.
You are Pennsylvania. Okay, where do your vote go to?
Of course, I'll go to 告白.
Why?
When we're being romantic and you can have multiple dates at the same time, and that became situationship. And then you're gonna ask, what are we?
So, you people agreeing on 告白 do think that the act of 告白 is actually something exclusive or an act of making your relationship exclusive. And that is the reason for 告白.
Yeah, because I don't want you to be nonchalant about your feelings. I want to know your feelings about me.
But this is the thing. I never not agreeing, on you should keep the relationship exclusive. But for me, this is two separate things. I never thought about that. Part of the reasons why people should have a 告白 is because it's a announcement, a declaration that you two are going steady exclusively. I didn't know the purpose of it.
I think this is another thing too that's different about every single generation. I think the younger generation now, in their 20s, things like that, or even your age, Christina, I think that they're more okay with this idea of talking to multiple people at the same time. And I feel...
open up for polyamory.
Not straight up polyamory, but...
Because you're not fully dating yet. You're dating multiple person at the same time, but you're not in a perfect relationship with this guy.
You have to choose.
Oh, you're shopping!
I'm not shopping. I've never done that before. I was never asked out on a date before.
No, I'm not. I don't mean you. Just generally speaking, the reason why people think that making a relationship exclusive, is necessary because most people tend to shop.
Yep.
Okay.
They are players.
Oh.
How do people do this? I don't know how they do it. I could never.
I don't know either. What about the time management?
Yeah. I know we have poems to read and papers to grade. I don't know how people have. I have a hard time managing.
Our pastimes. How can you date multiple people at the same time? I don't know. It would wear me away.
You've never had that happen to you before? I had...
First, it's not something I talk about in public.
I'll share. Okay. So when I was in high school...
Okay, this is something juicy.
Yeah. I wasn't the top guy. I wasn't...
You were being humble.
No, I was not at the top of the dating game. I was writing romantic poetry and stuff like that. That was really bad. So that kind of puts you... I wasn't the starting quarterback. But I met this one lady who was my age, 18, on a cruise. And I found out later on that she was talking to 2 other men. And I thought it was kind of very exclusive. And that really crushed me. And the worst thing about that was I was convinced after that all women are talking to multiple men at the same time. And I think if I could go back,
you were too much hurt.
I was, and that actually kind of ruined another relationship that I think could have made it work with someone who was very busy.
Nana and Julia, by the way, were fighting over the issue whether you should do 告白 or not when you're in a relationship. Nana and Julia, don't look away.
So, but if I could go back, I think the problem is that we are maybe a little bit too possessive with people. I think now it wouldn't bother me. I'd be like, whatever you're talking about, guys.
But I think that's part of human nature.
But yeah, maybe in my generation or where I come from, it's just a little bit more, hey, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend, this is my spouse.
I think maybe that's not when you're serious enough about the relationship, so you can go down that way. Yeah, I would say it's a good thing to be possessive.
Yeah.
Possessive in a good way.
Yeah.
Not in a psycho way.
Yeah,
that's not under discussion, my friend.
I guess some men are into that. I don't know.
yeah,
Okay.
My classmate.
Classmate or classmates?
Oh God, no.
It's also rough. I think Christina's at a rough age because, well, they say that men are about at least 1 year behind with maturity.
No,
maybe
no,
two.
no. Like I think they'll be mature at the age of 42.
Oh,
So,
really?
yep.
Oh, that's a little while. Yeah. Oh boy, I think we had.
Luke, I hate you.
We can bring them next time. You want to come next time? You want to come next Tuesday?
She has to.
Yes.
She
let's-
skipped too many of my classes.
You're invited next Tuesday. We'll be here around
Lucrezia, you are
Yes.
after.
around 12:30.
Find me.
We got Lars is coming. Yeah. Alice is coming. Orion is coming. We'll see you next week
Hey, Luke,
in the
by-
studio.
Luke, by the way, we're fighting over the issue. Okay,
Next
when
Tuesday.
you are in a relationship already, okay, whether you should make your feelings known, therefore you can make your relationship exclusive to each other. When you're already in a relationship, should you? I'm asking a hypothetical question. When you're already in a relationship, okay.
You want to come in? You're always welcome. We have many microphones.
Yes, all three of you, please.
Yes. In fact, I'm going to give my microphone to somebody else. Yes. Come on in. Oh, we have a microphone over there.
Because this is a serious issue that we've been fighting over for some time.
No one watches this. Come on in. You're welcome.
Come in, answer the questions, and we'll let you free
Yes.
before you have your class.
I'm going to put my bag over
Yes, please. Okay. Come on in.
here. Okay. But we should do a podcast before you leave.
They need 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is the question. We're fighting over the issue. Okay. When you already have a crush or find be seated or find yourself in a relationship, should you make your feelings known? Because in Asia, they have this 告白 culture. You have to make your feelings known. Okay. Therefore, you can make sure the relationship you have is exclusive. I don't agree with that. I think it's forcing a multiple choice question on a person, and most of them agree. People, back me up.
Answer.
I think you should get a crush on another person when you're in a relationship. Because you need to be exclusive for this one person.
But
And
do
you
you
only
have,
have eyes for her. Because if you get the feeling that I have a crush on another person, then it's not true love.
now what about, okay, it's a one-on-one situation without a third wheel. Okay, should I tell you that I have strong feeling for you so that you can decide now? This is what I don't agree, but most of them agree. What do you think?
Yet another person should tell me if she has a crush to another person.
So it's an okay question for you.
So everyone must tell the truth. And play with open cards.
Okay, and it's a question that we need to ask.
A question?
Yes, the question.
If I'm allowed to ask a question to the partner?
You would.
Yeah, I would.
Okay,
No, I
one
don't
more
would.
vote.
I would not, but I would expect if the partner says it from itself.
Okay, one more vote for my opposite side. Okay, and?
Well, I think I agree with Lars.
And?
Me too.
Lou, you're my last hope.
I also agree.
Please remember how many classes you've got.
How many classes I've had?
2.
I've skipped.
So you have to
Only
back me
one.
up. Really?
Yes.
Sorry,
only
we're
one, and it was
arguing
because
about
of a
something
visa
else.
problem.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you may go now. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you get extra 4 votes. Okay, if you have feeling for a person, you have to tell the other person, and then for him or her to make a decision. Oh, really? I think that's a terrible thing to
Why?
do.
What would you do?
How about I love you this much? Okay, I'm sorry. How about you like me too, but you love me this much? Okay, we can be friends, we can be lovers. Okay, it's up for our future to decide. But then I love you this much. Okay, and then this is not a level playing ground. But this is the moment when I tell you that I love you. Make a decision. How about next year? If I keep waiting, next year I love you this much, you love me this much. And then I have my eyes on someone else. You make this thing to me. You ask me the question. I love you. Okay, I'm in love with you. What do you think? You are forcing me to make a decision. How about we wait one more year until we love each other equally?
But how?
That's not possible.
But exactly. But how do I
Love
know?
each other equally is not possible. There's always one person who loves more. And
Really?
It's not possible.
So it's a move we have to make.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, why do you come in bursting my bubble? In my ideal world, this is possible. Okay, so it's always.
You might lose your chance.
Oh, so it's about hunting. You see a good game, you nail him down. Okay. Okay.
It depends on what you want with that person. If you want a certain kind of relationship.
Lou, have you ever asked this kind of question? That I have feeling for you, make a decision, yes or no?
No, not make a decision. I tell you what I feel, and
that's enough.
it could. What do you mean with?
What's the decision you want to
Yes,
do?
exactly.
Because
I'm not
after you
personally-
ask the question, you are expecting some kind of answer.
Well, if I have feelings and I don't want to be in a friendship relationship with someone, I will tell them. So that
it's a move you made to get out of the friend zone.
if
Okay,
I
that
don't
makes
like to be
sense.
in the friend zone, and if the other person doesn't like me, I will just go away, like get some distance from the person if I feel like this.
Let's hear from the gentleman. And is it a question that you once asked?
No, asking is not good.
See, asking is not good.
Because
Tell them why not.
first you need to feel it, the other person also needs to feel it, and then it's not like an asking, it's more like both people know it and then say, yeah, okay.
Oh, you have to know something on the
Yeah,
quiet.
it must be clear for both people before. So that's my way.
See?
I'm not
Yeah, but it
asking,
depends.
do we want to be together, so it must be clear first for both
Oh,
people,
you have
and
to-
then
Say it.
it's like just saying the sentence, oh yeah, okay, it makes sense, and now we're together. It's not like I'm asking someone out.
Okay.
Now we destroy your romantic world.
Okay, I lost my taste. Thank you for popping in. Okay, thank you. Lou, please take your friends away.
Friends.
Thank you.
We have to reschedule for the interview. I'm sorry, I was in Apple yesterday. I had to.
Yes, we're going to do that again, and then if you go poof on me, I'll kill you myself.
No, just because Alvin.
Okay, anytime you are available, find me on the 7th floor. Okay, yeah, and then we reschedule it.
Okay, 7th floor.
Yeah,
Our building.
7th floor, that building.
是我
Yeah, 是我
楼
building.
好 OK I like 谢谢好嘞
Yeah, it's good that each of us take an opposite side.
Yes, maybe. Bye. Maybe
Bye,
I was just
bye.
doing that just to make it interesting, yeah. Hey!
You never know.
It's Mingru. Almost like my name, yes? Yes.
Oh yes.
他30岁，他很年轻，是不是？
Luke, you never tell people a lady's age in public.
每个人都是我的水妹啊。
Hi, Stella's James. Okay, Stella's and James. Okay, by the way, we're talking about the necessity of. Okay, we're talking. They're not even listening. Okay, so you agree and I disagree, and then they're thinking that you actually have reasons. Disagreeing and agreeing.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never thought about that. I only thought you're throwing a question on people, and that's not fair.
Well, that's an interesting point, yeah. I thought it was necessary. I thought it was basically almost every relationship had to be like this. I mean, of course, there's always exceptions, but there's songs called 告白, right? I
Yeah.
think there's even a movie on it. It's a central thing.
Yes.
It's kind of like I love you.
And it's actually coming from the Japanese language, hakukoku.
Oh.
They have the term for that. They have a term for almost everything. Yeah.
Japanese.
Yes. They always have
Old-
something to say in a specific moment. They have something to say before a meal. They have something to say after a meal.
Maybe ChatGPT has made it easier to survive in Japan, right? Because now you know all these honorifics, and like I've heard that when you write an email in Japan, you have to start out with talking about the weather recently, and then you finally get into
you have insinuating at certain things.
And maybe now that's going to be streamlined. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, they're trying to do that. But they're also saying that tradition is hard to die.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Which is why we're at Gaobai. Yeah. But interesting. It also seems like there might be something different. I mean, of course, individually, right?
Yeah.
We can't just say every single country, but maybe, Germany has slightly different than France. And I'm not sure where the one student who's standing next to you, where she's from. Is she from France too?
Lou is from Italy.
Oh, okay.
The other two ladies from France.
Okay.
Yeah, the gentleman is probably also from France.
He's from Germany. Yeah.
Oh, Germany.
Yeah, Laz.
Oh.
Yeah. They're in my media and globalization class that I
the
opened.
soil of practicality.
I love having them in my class. The exchange students, they give me hope.
I know. They're usually the most rewarding bunch.
Because it's like they sit in front a lot of times and they're focused, and we haven't taught them the Taiwanese ways yet. And so like we had a midterm test, and I thought it was so easy. I thought I literally put the answers in the Google Doc and everything.
Yeah.
And we did Kahoots and Quizlets, and it's not that hard. And the tests were so bad, but their scores were almost perfect. So it showed, hey, I didn't design a bad test. It's just literally people are not even looking up things that they need to look up. So yeah. The Europeans, they're much more focused. They always
know what they're doing on campus.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
And they can go crazy easily off campus.
Which is good. You need to know how to turn it on and turn it off.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. When to do what at what time. Okay.
But yeah, so that was nice.
Luke, what do you have in your bottle?
I have black coffee. My brain is not working very well today. It's I woke up early.
I didn't even know you're a coffee person.
Really bad. It's maybe I've thought about kind of going on a week-long detox. Because
you are not that old. Yeah. You don't have to detox anything away from your life.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I'm at an addiction state, which, when my brain isn't working very well, I go, oh, I need a coffee. And that's kind of the assignment.
I think if you're taking care of yourself quite carefully, meticulously even, because you never stop exercising.
Yeah, which maybe I go too hard on. Yeah, I've thought about my wrist right here. I don't know if it's... I looked up some videos, and there's two different reasons why your wrist might be hurt. One is flexibility.
Yeah.
And the other is strength. And I think actually my strength is not the best. So when I've done some, hey, there's Iris and Penny. Have a good class. Bye-bye.
Iris.
Okay. Don't be late.
wait, Iris, Penny. Okay, we're talking about whether you should do 告白 or not. Okay, so give me one finger if you agree. Give me two fingers if you don't.
And if you don't have class, you can come in.
Two. Okay, you don't agree on 告白. Penny, what do you think? One finger for agree, two fingers for don't. Why do you agree? It's okay. Okay, give us the answer next time. Okay, I know you're on your way to class. So 1-1. Okay, we have a tie.
Bye.
Bye,
Iris. Yeah, Iris's level is pretty good. Yeah.
Yes, Iris has been a teacher, an English teacher over at Joy English for some time.
And Penny is working with Dorinda, which makes me feel happy because Dorinda, when you're
Iris is good influence to a lot of her colleagues.
Yeah, some of her I don't hate them, but they're not the best students.
But there is one used to be still very close to Iris. Is transforming.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So you see the good influence on her.
Yeah, I think that they're not the most serious of students, but I think there's actually I've come to see that they actually have some nice aspects to them. Some of them
start to internalize some of the good influence from Iris, which is good.
Yeah, they can be kind of funny too. Sometimes they play Kahoot together and they work together.
Yeah. Okay, but when they first got in, a bit annoying.
Yeah, Yeah. So, anyways, so I'm trying to maybe increase the strength and be careful in the weight room. They say every once in a while you need to deload in the weight room. You don't want to maybe take a week off or do like half of what you would do normally. But yeah, maybe with the coffee. I was actually looking at going into the military, and I would stop myself from drinking coffee on Saturday and Sunday. I've thought about doing the same, but I want to take care of Owen, and I feel I do better when I have coffee.
That was also the time, okay, when I went alcohol free.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, like for almost a decade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I need to be sober for any situation in any minute.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But after that, I just realized life is short. I don't really give it.
That's pretty admirable. It's funny.
Wait. Okay.
You're welcome.
Avon. Okay.
Yes. You're welcome to come in and chat if you want to.
Avon. Okay. I need your opinion because we're talking about whether you should do 告白 or not. 1 finger for agreeing, 2 fingers if you don't. You agree. What about your friends?
一个是同意告白是好的事情。
1 finger for agree, 2 fingers for don't.
Maybe we should do this.
Okay, thank you for voting. Okay, not agreeing.
So they say 告白不用. It's good. They say no. So 一个人跟你告白, nope, no more. Yeah, very sad. Oh boy, she likes the ambiguousness. 她觉得暧昧是最棒的，是不是？ Right?
是。
I see it now. Bye bye. Have a good one. Okay. Oh boy, this is why we stay married. It is a scary world.
Good
out
thing
there.
you mentioned that. I never thought about that. Okay, because in Victorian times or even sometimes earlier than that, it's a good thing if you stay uncertainty at the very beginning, at the outset of a relationship. They say that was the sweetest part.
Yeah, that's true. But do you ever really trust what women say?
Hey, look! Don't invite me to any discussion of that kind.
But okay, so I'll give you an example. There was a study about eye contact with women that I was kind of reading, and basically, you asked men if there's pictures of attractive men and attractive women. You ask men, which one will you look at longer? And men will say, I'll look at the women longer, right?
Yeah.
And the women will say, I'll look at the men longer. They do not. The men look at women longer, and women look at women longer, right?
Yeah. I heard about that.
That's it's just, to me, maybe it's not wrong, but I think women have a certain sense of like idealism. They want to be right, and they're maybe not honest enough with themselves about how we're all savage deep down.
Yeah,
right?
And that's how they stay mysterious. Yeah.
But I mean, women they operate. I'm not saying like that's a bad thing. Women operate on a very high level. I am amazed about all the different stuff that my wife can handle.
Same here.
I mean, she's working full time and she is just constantly looking up different baby stuff and contacting the school, this and that. She is super efficient.
They are basically a different species.
They are uber efficient. Yeah. I can't believe we don't have more women in government in the United States. I think we'd be if we had like 70-80% of.
Yes, that's a bit too few.
Yeah,
that's a bit too few.
But anyways, so so we were talking about 告白 things. Yeah. But it's okay. We're married now, and which I should stop telling students this. I do think having kids is everything. Yeah, I think it's a necessary thing. But and I think it's sad that
I think by talking about kids, you only scare people away.
Yeah. But it's really harsh, and I don't know if we're making the world any easier to have kids. But my really good friend, I think his idea is that you get married in order to have kids, right? And there's no point to get married if you're not.
That's very Catholic.
Yeah, he does have a Catholic background, but he's not really religious anymore. And, like what?
Are most of your close friends married?
I don't really. I'm part of the. Okay, so there's an idea that we're in this loneliness epidemic, and I've started to realize that maybe I'm part of this. So something like, was it 3% of men in 1990, something like that, didn't have a single best friend, and now it's something like 15%. And men are really, really bad about.
Where it used to be how
3%.
It used to be 3%, and now the percentage
Like
goes
15%. So like
that's high.
1 out of 7 people don't have a best friend.
Okay.
And it's something that I've really started to think, okay, I was so lazy for so long. And this is another problem with men. We're lazy about getting together. Right?
Sure.
So pretty much anytime we go out, it's my wife saying, hey, my friend over here, things like that. So for example, as a man, as a husband, a father, it's actually kind of lonely. I haven't had too many friends visit me.
And most of the time, if we have friends, we're actually having work friends.
Yeah, which is, it's hard to say. I've heard sometimes you have to be careful about that too.
It's always good to have people sharing space, time together, okay, like work friends. But men tend not to go out, because of and share the hobbies, and then by doing that, making friends. That's just not something we do. We're too lazy.
Yeah,
and we're easy to be worn out by kids or jobs.
Yeah, women they have a better motor.
Yeah.
I'm so exhausted,
and if we can find time, we find time for ourselves. Yeah. Like bang gyms or playing games. Yeah.
That's the thing too. It's like, okay, I love writing. I mean, if you give me 2 hours to write, and I'm thinking right now that I need to spend some time writing, because when I write, I'm just it's my Zen moment.
You talk about that last time. I bet you also find writing very therapeutic.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's amazing,
Yeah.
So when the winter break starts, I'm just gonna have a day that I'm just gonna commit the whole time to writing, and my wife will say, you probably wrote today, didn't you? Because she just can see it, and because it's like something that I'm learning, and
so it comes with telling difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's whenever I'm in this really happy mood, and because
that's great
with students, right? It's harsh because we don't really get much from them, and a lot of the stuff you're getting is ChatGPT and things like that. So students, it kind of takes from you. So it's more like it's output, but maybe by writing it's more input. There's different ways to say it, right? But some people say the creative process is output, but yeah, it's nice to be able to be in my own little world. So if you were to ask me, if you had 2 extra hours a week, would you want to hang out with a friend, or would you want to write? I think I might choose writing, I mean, unless it's a really special friend, because a lot of people, they just don't really excite me that much.
And it's always extra work for people like us to spend time with other people, caring about what to talk about and caring about other people's feelings.
Yeah. But I would hang out I'd hang out with you for 2 hours for sure.
Sure, because we do almost everything without any pressure.
But there's people I know that I don't know if I would really want to hang out with them for two hours. It's just it's kind of very basic. It's not. But the right person is very fascinating if you're willing to talk about different things and curious.
Yeah.
For example, my dad, I don't want to talk to.
It would have been 10 times more fun.
Yeah.
If we were single.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not though. And that's okay, because I'm not going back in that world.
There's a fantastic bar I need to take you to see.
Yeah.
Or something else. We'll be never running out of our ideas and good things to do together. I know that. Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. So now I gotta I was trying not to have coffee after 12, but I just never woke up.
Believe me. Your life is like a lot healthier than mine. I have coffee running in my body, in my system. But my blood is black.
But you run pretty hard. I think that's good. Yeah.
Not regularly.
Do you ever sprint?
Don't. I don't.
There's a good argument that everybody should sprint and everybody should jump. Try to do it once a week. Yeah.
I know it's a movements or sports of that kind that change your body.
Yeah.
Because like jogging is very easy for your body to be adapted to, and once your body adapted to that, the magic effect's gone.
Yeah, so I mean, I do slow jogging every once in a while. I've actually gotten most of it out of my routine though. So yesterday I did sprints in the park.
Oh, really?
And that was about 30 minutes total. The sprinting part was maybe 20 minutes. And there's resting, but I mean, you have to rest because it's about if I sprint for 20 seconds, then I rest for 40.
I think it's my problem. I'm too lazy. I don't even burpee. I don't even do burpees because I think it's too noisy. Yeah.
Yeah, burpees are pretty rough though. You have to be careful. You can hurt yourself if you're going a little too hard. Hey, Zong Dao. Yeah, always helping out. Hey, bye-bye. Zong Dao's the best. But yeah, so I think all that kind of hit stuff is really nice. Gets the heart going.
Oh, it's too intense for me. Okay, I know. I always wanted to try. Yeah. But too bad. It's always good to have someone to work out with, which I don't. And it's always good to have a guide or a coach around.
Who has that kind of money though? Yeah. I would love to have a personal trainer. That'd be great. Yeah.
I know you don't mind spending the kind of money. You just look at what kind of expensive gym you go to.
Yeah, my gym is $8.99, but that's okay. It's I could get it a little bit cheaper, but I like what they do. Yeah. So I don't like the World Gym. No way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the smaller places that
sure
private business owners and because we want to probably pay as little into big corporations as possible. It's getting harder and harder because big companies have taken over the world. But
true.
Yeah, so I do think it's nice to have a mix running up and down stairs. I love that. I do that about once a week. So my apartment goes 16 floors up and down. So I do that once a week. That gets the calves. And then I think sprinting is great because it works your quads, the front of your thighs. And then it gets your hips too, because you have to raise your legs. And the funny thing is I've had it happen twice already, maybe 3 times. 3 times, yeah.
Cramps?
No, well, I've had that more than 3 times. But I'll go to the park and I'll have little kids running with me. It's really because the kids they don't like the jogging.
I don't even think it's allowed in Taipei. Probably you can do that in Taoyuan.
I've actually thought about doing a little training thing for kids because they really like it. But the thing is, you need to design a really good program. And we have this in the United States, I guess, that we train kids as young as 6 years old how to sprint and things like that.
Okay.
But kids really like it because you're running back and forth, and then you have to you try to make it a little bit shorter for them.
Somehow they don't get hurt, and even when they do, they have amazing resilience.
Oh my God. They can run back and forth and rest for maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and they're back at it,
Yeah.
So yeah, I love doing stuff like that. Actually, maybe 4 times it's already happened. So if I start doing sprinting in the park, and if a kid starts running with me, maybe 5, 6 years old, we start.
Yeah.
Last time I had.
I already have this image of Rip Van Winkle running around in the village, followed by a bunch of kids.
That might be me once I get older. Once I become a real silver fox. But yeah, last time I had kids doing pull-ups and stuff like that, and so that's good. Trying to get your kids strong. And so next time I'm going to bring Owen out there and start doing some sprints with him. Yeah.
You're amazing with kids.
Oh, thanks.
And I can see that.
I try. Maybe one of my few skills, but.
That's your game.
Yeah, I'm probably made to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if there's a woman who likes me, it's because she wants to have kids. I think if a woman didn't want to have kids, she would not be attracted to me.
True.
Yeah.
True.
If there's a woman who's attracted to me, yeah.
Yeah.
But whoever these people are, Zong Dao's coming back. He's hiding underneath the tree.
And it's about time we wrap this up. So, okay, one quick question before we go. Is winter your slimming time or winter your fattening time?
Ooh. In the United States, winter, I would always put on a little bit of weight in the wintertime.
Most people in Taiwan too. Okay, but for me, it's always my weight losing time because my appetite comes with beer.
Okay.
And when it's too cold, my body tells me stop drinking beer. And when I stop drinking beer, I stop snacking. And when I stop snacking, I eat regularly.
That's very interesting. so Peter Attia is really popular in the Western world for longevity. And he's convinced that one of the biggest problems with alcohol is that it causes snacking.
Oh, really?
Right. And he's very interesting.
So it's not only my personal experience, it's actually scientific.
Yeah, there's a really strong argument that alcohol, for some reason, in the socializing aspect, just naturally snacking comes with it.
Yeah. We even have a term for that in Taiwanese, alcohol-driven hunger.
Yeah, I think he even talks something about that, that it also can...
And when you get drunk, you stop caring about your body and your health, and then you start snacking. Yeah.
He also... So people talk about macros, right? And so you have your protein, your carbohydrates, your fiber. Okay. But anyways... I think that people talk about fruits, vegetables, and then you have your breads, stuff like that. He actually puts alcohol in that, which is funny, right? Because we think about, okay, did you have enough fruit and veggies today?
Yeah.
Right. Did you have enough protein today?
But of course, alcohol is also very high on calorie.
Yeah. And so we're not really thinking about that, but we take in so many calories. So
yes.
Like in the United States, a lot of people do social drinking, right?
Yeah.
So he actually puts alcohol within that nutrition group for
of course, when we drink something very strong, we always joke about the alcohol by saying, "Oh, my car can run on this."
Yeah.
So we're actually always aware of how high the calories can be without counting that.
Do you think,
as part of our intake,
the poets that you read, some are pretty old? Do you think a lot of them were just surviving on alcohol? Because there's an idea that in the past, water was dangerous to drink because water easily gets contaminated.
Yeah.
It grows things like after a day. So people would drink alcohol because it preserves itself.
Sure.
And then with tea and coffee, that really was the start of European power because we had efficiency and we were getting our...
Yes.
Back
in those days, water was basically polluted, lethally polluted. So, the time of, say, for example, Renaissance England, hot beer for breakfast in the morning, and beer or ale, like all year round. And then 18th century, 19th century France, absinthe. Again, because water wasn't reliable. Yeah.
So you said a hot ale in the morning. What was in
hot? Hot ale with with the grains. Different kinds of crops in there. For breakfast, even for children.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and then in the afternoon they just drank it again.
Something else. Okay. But for Elizabeth I, ale all the time. Yeah.
Well, to answer your question, about wintertime, in the United States, it would be harder because it was cold. It still is cold in Michigan in the wintertime. And then it's a little bit harder to run outside. And, you kind of probably don't move as much. So a lot of people do put on some weight in the wintertime. Sure. I would do okay with that because I would stay active with basketball and stuff like that. But, but I would say in Taiwan, no, because I train the same. Yeah. But I might put on a little bit more fat because I'm trying to put on muscle first, and I'm not in steroids. So
for me, it's always about snacking.
Yeah.
And my snacking habit is always alcohol triggered. So, no beer. If I lose my appetite for beer, I lose my appetite for snacking, and then I start lose weight. So winter for me is a great time for me to lose some holiday weight.
Good. Well, good for you. Yeah. Well, I'm not going back for Christmas, so I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
That's nice that you wouldn't drink around your kid. I feel the same way. I was thinking about that because I remember the first time seeing my dad have a little bit too much alcohol, and that was not until I was an adult, and I'm grateful for that because I think it'd be weird to see my dad, and I'm 7 or 8 years old, and he's walking around.
I grew up in a childhood like that. I had a drunkard and abuser, so I don't really.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't worry about me. Look at where I am. I grew up okay.
Well, it's tough. They say to not repeat the same mistakes as your parents. But it's a beautiful thing, and there's good research that shows that we've done a better job as a society we have stopped abuse from continuing.
I wanted, and I once swore myself, off the wagon, but I'm going back up.
Well, it's all about the,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Okay. I never wanted to be anything like him. But okay. For some reason, I pick up this beer thing. Yeah. Especially after I got back from the Netherlands, where I picked up Belgian beer. Amazing.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good that you've learned how to find a happy medium.
Okay, I think this is how we wrap up. So, winter for you is like for most Taiwanese people,
I guess.
fattening time. For me, slimming time.
Really? I'm going to try to do what you're doing, yeah? I'm going to try to put on a little more muscle, and then I might try to slim it down. Try to get 10% body fat or something. We'll see.
Okay,
All right.
and that's it for today. Okay, and for today's 告解 topic.
Okay, yes. Or
I'm sorry, not 告解, 告白 topic.
no one listens.
So thank you. Okay, and then thank you again to Zhongdao's crew.
Yeah. All right. So I was thinking about having the French students and then Germans, if they want to come here and just report themselves and be talking
And
about
I also asked my college student to come here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so should be here next week same time.
Okay, so is it Klinga? Klinga? How do you say it?
Kinga.